Hi and welcome back to Sweets and Beyond. My name is Ida and today we're not going to be cooking a Puerto Rican dish. We're going to do something different today, which is honey chipotle meatballs. And these are the ingredients. We have 1 1/4 pound of ground beef. I use 80/20, 2 cloves of minced garlic, 1 tablespoon of chipotles in adobo sauce, which I rinsed and removed the seeds. We have 4 teaspoons of apple cider vinegar and 4 tablespoons of honey. We have half a teaspoon of salt and half a teaspoon of pepper, half an onion finely chopped, and we have half a cup of panko breadcrumbs and some canola oil for frying. So let's get started. Okay, the first thing we're going to do is we're going to put the 1 1/4 pound of beef in the bowl. Next is going to be the half a teaspoon of salt and half a teaspoon of black pepper, the 2 minced garlic cloves, the half an onion really finely chopped. You can see it's really fine. And if you notice, this recipe doesn't call for egg. Usually when you're, and now you just mix it all together. Usually when you make meatballs, you use a binding agent, which is egg or milk, but in this case this recipe didn't call for it, and I was surprised at how good it came out. So now we're just gonna mix it all up, and once you have it all mixed, make sure you don't over mix it, but just enough for it to form a ball. See? A nice little ball. So now that you have it mixed, you're going to see there's still on the bottom that it hasn't been mixed. So you just squish it. Again, my technical term, squishing. You just squish it together to make sure that everything is incorporated. And then you're gonna form the meatballs. Just like that. Okay? So we'll be back when all the meatballs are rolled. Okay, so now I put about 1/4 cup of canola oil, and I heated it up. My stove goes from 0 to 10, and I have it right now at a 7. So I'm just placing the meatballs in here. So what we're going to do is we're going to brown them. Just kind of shaping them again. Making sure they're all even. One, two, three, four, five, six. Okay, it made 15 meatballs. One pound and 1/4 of meatballs. And in this recipe, like I said, it called for panko breadcrumbs. And before people ask me, no, you cannot use the regular kind of breadcrumbs, because panko breadcrumbs are made differently. The actual panko breadcrumb, they dry out the bread for several days and then they shred it. As in turn to regular breadcrumbs, where they toast the bread and then they grind it. So I don't know, it makes a difference in the meat. So now we're just gonna wait until they brown. So we just go flipping them, making sure they brown on all sides. And once they brown, we are going to place them in a baking dish, and I'm going to make the sauce, the chipotle sauce. So we'll be back. Okay, so now all the meatballs are brown. See how pretty? They're not fully cooked yet. They're just brown. So after we place them in the baking dish, I just sprayed it with a little can. So Now we have our meatballs. So the next thing we're going to do is, if you can, over here. Here we have the 4 teaspoons of vinegar, apple cider vinegar, and I mixed it with the 4 tablespoons of honey. Here I have the chipotle that I had rinsed out, taken all the seeds, and I chopped it up. Okay, so now we're just gonna mix it. I don't know if you can see it. This is really hot. Okay, so now we're gonna go over here, just making sure. See how it looks? See, there's a little seed right there that I didn't catch, but that's fine. I mean, you can, if you want to leave the seeds, you can leave it in there. Okay, now we're gonna pour it over our meatballs, and now we're gonna place them in the oven at 400 degrees for 10 minutes. When the 10 minutes are up, we are going to take our pan and we're going to shake it and make sure that all the meatballs are coated, and we're going to cook it for 10 more minutes. So in the next clip I will show you how. So it has been approximately 20 minutes that we put in the meatballs. Remember, we just browned them. So the first 10 minutes, then I shook them, and now the last 10 minutes is just to coat them. And look at the sauce. The sauce looks thin right now, but it's because it's hot. Once it's really extremely hot, once it cools down a bit, you'll see how beautiful this glaze looks. So I will show you at presentation. So here you have them, honey chipotle meatballs. See, look how pretty. You can see the onions, the chipotle, and this can be served as an appetizer. You can make them a little bit smaller and make them as an appetizer, or it could be part of your main meal. You can serve it with rice, noodles, whatever. It is very simple to make, and it is very, very yummy. So please remember to like this video and subscribe to my channel. Buen provecho!